is doing today. Last day of the week, Friday. Happy Friday evening to all of you. I strongly believe that you guys have really worked hard from Monday to Friday and you achieved the targets what you're looking for to have and enjoy your weekend. Okay. So, to add some value before you go to your weekend, to enjoy that part, I would like to quickly add few value, 10-15 minutes of value in your life, so that I want you to become more resourceful, more strategic when you start Monday, okay, the coming week. Okay, so before I go into today's topic, again, very important topic in terms of project managers to behave like project leaders and attract those leadership opportunities through that behavior. Okay, I'm going to talk about that today. Now, before I go into the topic, I quickly introduce myself. Everyone, this is Tushar Chaudhary, your leadership coach. I help mid-career, mid-senior project managers to grow into influential project leaders. Sometimes because of your good amount of experience, you stuck into doing the same thing again and again, and somewhere you start liking that side, but and you think that you're doing great, your performance is superb, and probably this will help you to get the new leadership role. But actually that's not actually the corporate people, corporate works. The people at the top ladder, they actually observe you that when are you coming out of that routine work and do something beyond the projects for solving bigger problems. Okay, so that's actually the perception they carry about you, and they think that you are quite operational person, and they're looking for you to become more strategic, and but you think that you're doing great. So there's a perception gap. Now who will fill this perception gap? Obviously they will not come and fill that one. You have to take the responsibility of you raising your bar. Okay, you changing your standards. So you demonstrating your standards, so that the people who are watching you, observing you, they they started believing that you are the future leader for them. Okay, so that's where I come into picture to help you to build that ecosystem where you operate on daily basis 24/7 with the same, with that core leadership values, core leadership strength, which which help you to which help you make visible uh, your to the leadership in the organization. Okay, they help, that help you to create impact, influence on the people, and then also attract the high income opportunities. Okay, so that's about me. Now let's get into the today's topic. So before I go, I want to ask you something honestly. That, tell me, have you ever had one of those days where the client is escalating, deadlines are slipping, leadership is questioning, team is confused, messages are continuously coming on your Teams and your WhatsApp, and emotionally you feel like exploding? You want to react. You want to say, why is everyone blaming me? I'm already doing everything. This is not even my fault. But here is the uncomfortable truth that I wanted to listen this. See, pressure does not destroy careers. The emotional reaction under pressure destroy the career. And today I want to talk about how to handle pressure without reacting emotionally at the workplace. Because this skill separates you, who is a stressed manager, from influential leaders. Okay, so let's go dive into this topic now. See, there's a hidden problem behind emotional reactions. Most professionals think that pressure is external. No, pressure becomes dangerous when internal emotional control becomes weak. And I got this idea, powerful idea, from the book called The Chimp Paradox. Now, this book explains that inside every human being, there are emotional reactions that act faster than logical thinking. What does that mean? It means when pressure increases, your emotion react first. Your emotions react first, and then logic reacts. Okay, so most emotional reactions are automatic. They are all like fight or flight, like automatic survival responses. not leadership responses. That actually changes the game. Okay, I'll share with you a real workplace situation from my project experiences. We were handling a major project delivery, and suddenly client escalated the delays. Senior leadership started questioning. Multiple teams started, they, because it was a complex multidisciplinary project, the teams started, conflicting with each other. There was, they started blaming each other. Then came one high pressure review meeting. Now, in that meeting, one stakeholder aggressively said that this project is becoming unmanageable. Now, I was there. I mean, I'm the project lead there. So emotionally inside me, obviously frustration increased, heartbeat increased, mind started defending itself. Honestly, my first internal reaction was, you don't even know ground reality, and how the hell you say like this one? And many professionals react there emotionally. They become defensive, they raise their voice, they blame the people, the team, they over explain the situation, emotionally justifying themselves how I'm right and how you don't know exactly the reality. But that day, I consciously paused, and instead of reacting emotionally, I responded calmly. Like that, yeah, yes, I understand your concern. Currently, we experiencing this challenge, and because of that there's a impact, but I have done the analysis and the recovery actions are already initiated. And now there are few things I want to share with you. Here is what we need to stabilize the situation. The moment I step by step said something like this, suddenly the energy in the meeting has changed. Now people stop reacting emotionally to this discussion, become solution focused. That day I realized that your calmness and clarity is contagious in leadership. And there is a psychology, there is a leadership psychology behind this calmness. If you really want to understand it, I will recommend you one more book called Search Inside Yourself. Now, this book connects your emotional intelligence with mindfulness. It explains that between stimulus and response, there is a pause, and leadership exists inside that pause. So, emotional maturity is not controlling others, it's controlling your own responses under pressure. Is that a bulb on moment for you? Please type yes in the comment section. Now, the question is how you build that maturity. And important is that the leadership team in your organization, in every organization, they're looking for, they're observing you. What emotional maturity you're showing there. So there are some signals that leadership is observing. I call them as a pressure signals. Okay. Now during the pressure situation, all these people at the top leadership, they're actually observing you. So what are those signals? So the first signal, they keep observing that does this person become emotionally unstable or remain grounded in such a panic situation. That was the first signal. Second signal, does this person spread panic because you are panic, so you will spread the panic or you spread the clarity. Third question, does this person focusing on blaming others or focusing on recovering? Yeah, that was the third. And fourth is, can this person emotionally stabilize others? That's the true leadership. Because leadership is emotional energy transfer, right? Do you agree with me? Type yes in the comment section. So I want to share with you a practical example. Let's make it practical. How emotional reaction and how could be the leadership response. Okay? So let's take some example. See, in emotional reaction, generally what people say when some such a crisis situation happens or someone is pointing you at some mistakes or escalation happens, The emotional reaction is, I didn't do it. This is not my fault. We already informed earlier. Other team delayed this. It's not in my control. What happens when you say like this? This is actually increasing the tension. This is actually decreasing the trust. And that's how the top leadership they drop the confidence with you. Okay, that's emotional reaction. But in such a situation, a leadership response could be, yes, we are facing this issue. This is causing us X impact. But we have done analysis and we have started taking the recovery actions. I have few suggestions for all of you so that we can come to one common page. We need some decisions to take, and I want to have a quick discussion with you. What happens? Calmness increases, the confidence increases, and stakeholder trust also increases. And the people who are watching you at the top leadership, they also start believing in you. That is I call as executive presence. You agree with me? Type yes in the comment section. Now the question is, how? How will you do that one? How will you bring that emotional maturity? How will you show that executive presence? I'll share with you three practical shifts that if you implement that from today onwards, you will see that result. Shift number one, obviously, we have to move from emotional reaction to responsive discipline. So, before speaking in the pressure situation, pause for 3 seconds, take a deep breath, and then you respond, give a structured response. Like, for example, you talk about the situation first, then talk about the impact, then talk about what actions you have taken, and finally, what support you require. This reduces emotional chaos instantly. That's the shift number one. Shift number two, those people who are trying to be emotionally reactive, what happening there is they are trying to protect their image, they're trying to protect their ego. So I want you to move from protecting the ego to leading the outcome. Many professionals focus on how do I protect myself, but leaders focuses on how do we move forward. Huge difference, right? That's a shift number two. Now the shift number three, when emotional reactive people, when they protect their egos and images, they play this victim card, pressure victim card. I want you to move from that pressure victim to leadership identity. This is the identity change. So during pressure, ask yourself, if I were already a strong leader, how would I behave right now? Identity changes emotional state immediately. Okay? That's it. This is the third shift I want to share with you. Now we come to the close of this live talk. So before I go, I want to share one more powerful thought to all of you is, see, anybody can look confident when everything is so smooth. Real leadership appears when there is a pressure, there is some conflict, there is some emotion rise, there is a thermostat of the meeting increases, there is uncertainty rises, because pressure reveals your emotional maturity, your leadership stability, your leadership character, your communication ability, communication quality, your executive presence. And many careers rise or collapse in these moments. So next time when pressure comes to you, don't ask why is this happening to me. Ask what kind of leader do I become under pressure. And that question can transform your career for forever. Okay. Now, if this entire talk which I have done with you guys today, if just resonated with you, I want you to comment calm in the comment section. And in case you are one of those mid-career project manager who is struggling right now to build that emotional stability, emotional maturity, you want to understand how those shifts to be implemented in practical life, how to build that influential leadership pathway. I want you to have a one-to-one with me. Book a one-to-one session. There's a link in the comment section, and you can go to my LinkedIn profile and there's a book an appointment else. Okay. So, and the good news is Another, on Sunday at 10 a.m., you can connect with me on my webinar, which is Project Leadership Mastery. There, entire my webinar is focusing on you building your emotional maturity so that you go into that influential leadership pathway. Okay, so I want you to attend that webinar on Sunday at 10 a.m. The link in the comment section again. Okay. So with this note, I'm going to sign off now. This is your leadership coach Tushar Chaudhary from Bangalore. And tomorrow, when I come back again, I will have another leadership insight for you to help to become an influential leader. Okay. Until that moment, implement everything what we learned today. Enjoy your weekend, and take care of yourself and